Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus with another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 95. Scooby-Doo and Kiss, rock and roll mystery. Wow.
Well, first of all, happy Halloween to all of our listeners, because this episode drops on Halloween. So what better way to celebrate than with Kiss and Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, we're trying to keep our theme, our second Halloween episode, keep that going. And last year we released Kids, the Paul Lynn Halloween special with Kiss. This year we're going to go Scooby-Doo and Kiss. And the obvious would be Kiss meets the Phantom. We'll see when that finally gets done, and it will get done. I thought that this was a good idea, Tom. How about you?
Yeah, no, it's part of the Kiss catalog there. Some people are interested in it. We'll talk about it. We'll give you our thoughts, but it is Halloween related. And I got to give kudos to you, Zeus, for our coming soon teaser. No one got it. I thought maybe somebody would get a little creative and realize the Matthew Lillard hint with the Scream movie poster. No one picked up on it, but I thought that,
and he was dead center too.
Yep, exactly. So that was a good one. Halloween season is upon us, and that means it's Kiss and Scooby-Doo. What's better than that? Those two.
Yeah. This week, Halloween fell on a
robbing little kids for bags. Bonus episode: The Ghetto Boys. Welcome to Shout It Out Loudcast.
My mind's playing tricks on me. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. How cool will that be?
So good. Who, Bushwick Bill?
We can get the ghost of Bushwick Bill on the show. I don't think he's alive anymore, is he?
I don't know if he was ever alive.
Rest his soul.
He looked like Beetlejuice's sidekick. And I'm not talking Beetlejuice from Howard Stern, not Beetlejuice Michael Keaton. I'm Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Who, Paul Pierce?
Yes.
Stern's sidekick, Beetlejuice, looked like Paul Pierce.
Yep, exactly. So,
that's anyway. Horrible. I guess that's our small talk. Let's go into what we talked about last week, and I think last week we did our second ever member episode. We did, what was his name there? The guy there with the fingers. Your finger's good.
Your finger's good. Who? Mark Ain't John? Oh no, that's a Twitter guy. Yeah, Mark's. We did our profile episode on Mark St. John. So we always start with our poll, which is related to the episode, and the poll was we tried to get a little bit creative. So we know that Mark was only on one album, Animalize, and the poll was which of these songs showcases his talents the best. Not necessarily what's the best song on Animalize, but what song is. It kind of personifies what he could do. And the options were I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Under the Gun, Thrills in the Night, Get All You Can Take. 43% of the votes were I've Had Enough. And I kind of agree with that. I mean, Under the Gun is just ridiculously insane, like burning, shredding. I think I've Had Enough is kind of a good mix of some faster, upper speed Kiss, with some good ripping and shredding by Mark.
Yeah. I thought it was a very good episode. I thought that, we showed him the respect. I was surprised at how many people really didn't know his tragic ending. And unfortunately, it's, part of his history, I guess.
Yeah.
And, God bless and rest. May he rest in peace. But we did get feedback. Start with the poll.
Yeah. So we got some poll from the actual some feedback from the actual poll itself. So Bill Elam said Thrills in the Night is an excellent example of shredding with restraint and respect for the song. It's a good way to put it. Richie Rich said, LOL, my favorite song on that album is the least popular here. Go figure. Then Twisted Kister said, hopefully people are actually voting for what was asked. Yeah, Twisted Kister enforcing the rules of the poll. He says, I love Get All You Can Take. It continues the style of Keep Me Coming. Oh, that song's horrible. Animalize was about 3 to 5 songs away from being as good as Creatures and Lick It Up, but it had some duds, unfortunately. Still not a bad album. Then Richie Rich says, oops, my bad. I got to confess, I didn't read the tweet all the way through. Uncle Paulie said, in the coming soon, you posted a picture of what looks like Eric in an aggressive position over Mark with a drumstick. Coincidence? Most definitely. Great episode as always, and always found Mark to be the enigma of the band. Thanks, guys. So that's some poll feedback. And then some actual episode feedback, as usual. Our buddy Steve, he says nothing against Mark. He was probably a nice guy and obviously talented, but was never right for the band. Why the rush? I don't know. Gene and Paul obviously didn't look into his background. The worst decision Kiss ever made, in my opinion. Oof, that's strong. And then he comments on the word sectioning. Remember, we were wondering what sectioning meant, and I said that maybe that he's like, yeah, over here it's a mental institution, and that's what we kind of guessed. Uncle Paulie said, riddle me this. What's the deal with 50% of former Kiss guitarist noses continuing to grow after they leave the band? Oh, man. That's fucking brutal. Nice. Oh, God.
I bet you the Kiss Army and the Ace Frehley Nation out there had no idea that. Why are people talking about fixated on?
Because when you look at the before and after pictures, poor guy, and poor Mark, rest in peace, he looked just terrible up until his passing. Our friend Zandon Black, I remember buying Animalize and being very excited to see and hear Mark St. John. Being so far away with no internet and 3 months behind on magazine issues, it was hard to know what was happening. I remember loving this album and his playing. And he says, great episode. I don't think Ace could ever be beat for the Fuck Off of the Week award. Our buddy Murph said, something's wrong. This episode is less than 2 hours.
Yeah, you got a point.
Well, it is Mark St. John. So, and this was an interesting comment that I never got an answer to. Loyal listener Stanley Lives For You said, half of what you said is 100% inaccurate. So I responded by saying, do tell. Never heard from him again. Never heard from him again.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Our buddy Deuce, he says, like Steve Vai with David Lee Roth and Nita Strauss with Alice Cooper, shredders can play straight up rock when asked, and no doubt Mark could do that. Him getting the boot was not about ability. In my opinion, he wasn't a yes man to Paul, and the arthritis provided a quick, easy exit. Okay. And then our buddies from Pod of Thunder, and I was waiting for this, he commented, and he sucked. I know that when Pod of Thunder was reviewing Animalize albums, they hated Mark St. John. I love it louder. Nice episode. Learned some new things. I can't stand Animalize. Unlistenable for me. It's the only album I'll skip it 100% of the time. I would rather listen to Psycho Circus top to bottom every time. And then I said, and then I responded by saying that's one of the worst Kiss takes we've ever had. He goes, you know what? I wrote that sort of kidding, thinking it was funny, but I'm standing by it. I much prefer Psycho Circus to Animalize. That doesn't even make sense. That's just so insane. Doesn't even make sense. And then our buddy Steve, he got a little excited there with calling Ace a Muppet.
Yeah, he ended up going back and forth a little bit with me, and then he sent me a direct message. He's a great guy, and I think he didn't want it to look negative or appear negative. You know how people get on the internet. Oh, fuck you, Cheetah Chris. Fuck you, fake Fraley. All that nonsense. But I stand by it. I'm just saying, to me, and I was a little pissed off last week, but Ace has, become more annoying. He's the most annoying one of the band right now. Constantly throwing in shit like about bragging about, oh, I was the coolest. I was the most interesting. Those guys aren't rockers. They don't party like I did. Like, I had more fun than it. Like, dude, shut up and just be the normal, likable Ace. People liked you because you were the cool one because you didn't get into that drama shit. Now you're big time like shit stirring. And the Muppet thing is, I'll put a fucking photo up with one of the Muppets side by side next to him, and you tell me he doesn't look like a Muppet.
Well, and the thing too with it, and this always comes back to the Ace fandom. I mean, people don't understand when it comes to Kiss or Ace or any band or music in general. Two things can coexist. You can still love Ace, love his contributions to Kiss, You can love his solo material, whatever, but still think that he's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Both things can coexist. That's okay. You can do that.
No one hates Ace. Come on.
No, exactly. Our buddy Eladio said, keep up the great work, gentlemen. Thank you, Eladio. Half Ace. He says, Paul and Gene are full of shit. They hire a shredder, Mark, to replace a shredder, Vinny, and shit on him for shredding. They replaced Mark with a non-shredder, Bruce, and made him play like a shredder, and then shit on him for shredding. I'm sick of liars.
Wow.
So he got pretty heated about that. Smoke Show 19 says, I don't like anything on Animalize, the absolute worst.
Wait.
Oh,
that sound you hear. Go ahead. You know what that sound is, Tom?
That is the alert, the Sunny Pooney burner account alert system, sponsored by Shout It Out Loudcast.
Yep.
Your public service. I don't like anything on Animalize, the absolute worst Kiss album. That is, I don't even know where to go with that, how insane that is. Two people saying that.
Ship him Monster. That'll settle him down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Inside Musical Mind said, this is cool. I actually did a video on Mark St. John on my YouTube channel. Inside Musical Mind apparently has a YouTube channel. He says, I'll be sure to listen to your episode. All right, cool. Thank you, Inside Musical Mind. We'll be sure to check out your YouTube video. So that's Twitter feedback on the episode.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right. Let's skip on over and hop on over to YouTube. Marty White. The impressions of the three-dimensional podcasts are hilarious. I got banned after a show about phony Kiss rumors. They're whining and weeping from the... I can't read fucking the rest of this. Holy fuck.
Don't do it.
I can't do it. Yeah, he just shits on another podcast out there.
Oh, yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not going to ship him the free poster I bought last week. Well, if you're going to insult us, then I don't think you should be proper. Get him out of here. Anyways, Robbie Stars. Animalize is one of the heaviest Kiss albums. Thanks to the in-your-face production and Mark's crazy amateur guitar licks. It's very metal sounding and one of my favorite Kiss albums since its release. I've had enough. Into the Fire is an incredible album opener with probably the fastest guitar solo in a Kiss song. Might be right. Mm-hmm. This song alone is worth owning. Animalize. Mark St. John's was a shredder for sure.
Yep.
Thank you. Robbie. Over to Facebook. Joe Ricken. Just listened today. Good episode of a weird but cool time in history. Also, your Alive 5 episode I got today. Where was Keep Me Coming? Absent from both set lists. Not good. That song is so good.
Oh.
Tommy, you wrote back. Thanks for listening. Keep Me Coming has to be the worst song on Creatures of the Night.
Oh, it is. By far.
Yeah, dang, Tom. He replies, Joe, no. That's actually Daniel Peoples. Dang, Tom, we're just not agreeing on anything today. And then he commented on the episode, enjoyable episode. I don't have much to say about St. John other than I enjoyed most of his input. It's one fucking album. What else is there? The history. I wasn't a fan yet when all this went down, but definitely an interesting part of the story. Jack Benacchio. Interesting look into the short life of Mark in Kiss. My question, I've always wondered, what if Ace left the band first in Vinny and Mark's style of shredding guitar? Do you think Peter would be able to keep up? I've always had it in the back of my mind that no matter what, Kiss was moving on without Ace and Peter in the 80s. Let's save that, and we'll comment on that later in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Jepson, COVID Chris and tuberculosis Tom. But this was a nice little tribute to Mark St. John. Nice work. Elias Swanikpole, R.I.P. And then, Jesus, all the fucking theme music's coming out tonight. Joey Quesadilla, COVID Chris, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, boy.
So that was 3 themes in a row, Tom. We had the Sunny Burner account alert. We had Jack's music, and now we just had Joey's theme music. Wow.
All the Paisans are out tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Poonie and the Paisans. There's your new opening band right there, Poonie and the Paisans.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our that's some of our feedback. And then finally we had a couple emails. Dan the Man. Hey, fellas. I just listened to the very best of Kiss episode. I skipped it for some reason. You made me laugh so hard walking down the street. From Tom, I love it loud. If I never hear it again, it would be fine. Ha ha, totally agree. I need a decade off sometimes from certain songs. Don't get me wrong. I love that Alive 3 version, but after seeing it on the End of the Road tour twice, I'm pretty tired of it. Shout it out loud. However, I get more into it every time I hear it. It's also my little man's favorite, so we listen to that. In fact, just so you have it in front of you, and because I know you so much, here are the top five songs he likes the most. Shout It Out Loud, Calling Dr. Love, Mr. Speed, King of the Nighttime World, Shock Me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great
He's
list.
basically going through an Alive 2 plus phase. And the little girl who's now 20 months has started to point to our Kiss shirts and exclaim, Kiss.
Awesome.
She also points out Gene, Paul, etc. And now she's begun singing Dr. Love. Great raising some Kiss fans. Also gave you a 5 Starchild review. Couldn't write a review for some reason. For whatever reason, I had not rated your phenomenal show. DR.
Awesome.
So thank you, Dan the Man. Much appreciated. And everybody else, when you guys get a chance, please make sure you give us those 5 Starchild reviews on iTunes and anywhere else you can leave a review, like podchaser.com. And, you know, we always ask that you do that. So, Tom, what do you got? Do you have anything else for us?
Yep. Couple emails from Mark A. Hey, guys, another great episode. So he's catching up from the Alive 7 episode. This is his email. Another great episode. This one was difficult to compile, especially since the Carnival of Souls tunes tend to be gloomier than most Kiss tracks. Here's what I came up with. He gives his list. He opens with Rise to It, closes with Take It Off. But he also throws in Little Caesar and I Walk Alone. Good list. He throws in Spit. You know, the usual suspects for songs. Really good list. And it says, keep up the great content. And that is from Mark Arnold. Thank you, Mark, for the feedback. That's awesome. Then we got an email from David Clark talking about last week's episode with Mark St. John. And he says, doing some research on writer's syndrome, which is the technical type of arthritis that Mark had. He said, so sad and it gets worse. I'm not a doctor, but writer's syndrome looks horrible. It's an autoimmune disease, and it's often contracted from a combination of bacteria that can cause an STD, and it has a genetic predisposition. It cannot be transmitted from person to person, but bacteria can trigger the full-blown writers as someone is genetically predisposed. Sounds like a combination of arthritis, urethritis, which is a urinary tract infection, and conjunctivitis. It can infect joints, organs, and skin. Well, this is good. Actually, more good trivia. He says, and it was named for Hans Reiter, a German doctor who discovered the disease. However, because he's a Nazi, his name is dropped from it at times, depending on the resource. Anyways, thank you for the episode. Tragic story. The episode felt like a bit of a recognition for Mark St. John and his contribution, albeit small, to the band. Rock on, David Clark. David, thank you very much. And thank you for that information. We like it when you guys do homework. That means we don't have to. So that was awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for the feedback. Always keep it coming.
Yep.
We always appreciate it. It makes for our episodes to be a lot more fun when we get to hear some of your comments. And that's our chance of getting you guys involved with the program. So great.
Yep.
Now, let's find out what's going on in Kiss World.
Well, it's Halloween week, so the big thing that everybody was excited about, and as Zeus said at the beginning of the episode, we will eventually get to it, but it was the 42nd anniversary of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, that wonderful, just everybody loves that movie in different ways. Some people love it legitimately. Some people love it because it's so goofy and horrible. But every Kiss fan has a special place in their heart for that movie, depending on where you saw it, how old you saw it, etc. So, we will get to that eventually. Believe me, that's going to be a massive episode for this show. And that's probably why we put it off for so long, because we know it's going to be just a massive episode for us.
Yeah.
So that was big. And then another big thing that came out last week, kind of not long after we recorded, Gene Simmons from Kiss is selling his massive mansion in California and moving because, according to him, he is sick of paying the taxes in the state of California. And we're hearing reports that he's moving to Washington State, but may also be living in Canada as well, which kind of makes sense because I think we've talked about this before. Him and Shannon, there was a lot of photo taking that they were in the mountain.
Canadian.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, exactly. So it looks like he's moving to Washington State, Canadian border type thing. So that was the mansion he's been in for quite a while. So that was kind of big news.
I am moving to Canada because you, the taxpayer, are putting your hands in my pockets.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
But so let's take a step back for a second.
Okay.
You mentioned Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah.
Let me break it to you people. There is no fucking remake in the making. There is no fucking stupid new script where Paul Stanley's directing and creating a new cast. Fucking Baco gets people all over and he tags us in it. So we have idiots like, is this true, guys? What do you think? Paul Stanley hates this movie. He's not doing a remake of it. Come on.
I loved it when people are like, did you guys see this? I'm like, yeah, fucking Baco made it with fucking PowerPoint and friggin' pink collage, probably.
Under his PAWL Stanley umbrella. What the fuck, people?
Well, if you asked Paul Stanley to write a list of the things that he would revisit, the bottom of the list would be Phantom of the Park.
Yes, and then the other would be like hanging out with Peter Criss.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Phantom of the Park that's never coming back. It's 1978, and that's it, people.
Yeah.
And speaking, go ahead.
And that's where I started my Academy Award-winning movie role with great scenes like
"Let's Go,"
ultimate classic. Let's Go. Oh my God, I remember seeing that like when I was like 12 and 13. I got back into Kiss, and that movie came back on. I fucking laughed on my own with nobody in the room going, oh my God, that is so terrible.
We have talked to our friend Ed from Click Tea Shop, Click with a K, clickteashop.com. I said, Ed, and speaking of Ed, we shared this on our social media because Ed posts some. He has a couple shirts with Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park inspired graphics and artwork, really awesome designs. He's got those space wolfmen, whatever the fuck they called. Awesome stuff. I said, Ed, you got to try to come up with a shirt. I mean, I'd love to know the amount of people that would get it, but like that rope bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
With Paul Stanley, like, and just have it say, "Let's go" under it. Like,
yep.
It's just so,
I know I would wear it.
Oh, it's just so iconic. And then other things going on. Pandemic Paul, he's been quiet, right now he's concentrating on the election, which a lot of people are doing. The election's only a few days away. So he's talking about voting.
But while he was talking about it on CNN, Van Jones was talking in the background. There's a photo of Paul Stanley up.
The most random thing in the world.
Hey, is that Paul Stanley of Kiss behind Van Jones on CNN? And Paul Stanley writes, I swear I saw that segment and thought the same thing. Van, who is that?
That's pretty, of all the people that I thought would like Kiss, Van Jones with a framed Paul Stanley picture. That was pretty good.
Oh,
but yeah, Paul's just commenting on the, he's passionate about the election like a lot of people are, and that's his right. And, but he has quieted down. I don't know if it's like you said, with the election getting closer, the time of the year, the seasons changing, wherever he is, I don't know, but he seems to have kind of calmed down a little bit. But we'll see what happens after the election if that changes.
Someone writes later on, 99 Kissopolis writes, 99% sure it's Prince. not Paul Stanley.
No.
Somebody goes, you are 100% correct.
I looked at it. I didn't zoom in.
Wrote, no, that's not Prince. So I don't know what the hell is. I can't blow up that picture enough.
When I looked at it, it didn't strike me as Prince. It did strike me as Paul Stanley. But like we said, not making any judgments here, but just some regular observations. Van Jones having a framed photo of Paul Stanley makes zero sense. But you never know. He might be a big Starchild fan. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else to add for Kiss World before we get into Scooby World?
No, but it is kind of a subliminal thing that I always call this segment Kiss World, and where are we segueing to?
Well, before we segue into Kiss World.
Yeah, let's go tell somebody to fuck off. And when they fuck off, they can fuck themselves off by going to adameve.com. Well, I don't know who can go fuck themselves this week, but what I'm thinking is all the annoying people that can't keep friends during the election. How about them?
It's a good one.
The people that are fighting, walking into fucking people without a mask and pulling up their pocket constitutions. All the people that are fucking screaming on a bullhorn. If you don't fucking get out and support my march, then you're fucking fascist. Like, everybody on both sides, the fucking people that can't get their point across, to have people join my cause with a conversation, but rather with a fucking bullhorn or with a fucking fight or with a
brick.
Yeah, a brick. Or their pocket constitution.
Yeah.
You're violating my civil rights. Bitch, you're at KFC, all right? Quit put on a fucking mask. You're gonna die of heart disease in here anyways. You know, shut the fuck up. You poor minimum wage fucking worker doesn't have time for Johnny Attorney on the spot. You're violating my civil rights. Now hook me up with a 2-piece.
You're not gonna wear a mask, but you're gonna order that chicken sandwich between 2 glazed donuts for lunch.
So those fucking pizzone-eating fucking asshats.
Pizzone.
Remember the pizzone?
Pizzone.
I think we were in college when that came out, and it was like the guy from In Living Color, Tommy Davidson, was like, yo, you got to eat the pizzone at Pizza Hut. And
pizzone, faux shizzle.
Yeah, you would fucking die laughing just by the name Pizzone.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, for all those fucking troublemakers on either ends of the spectrum that can't fucking just relax, please go to adameve.com, buy your favorite fuck me toy, and go fuck yourself with it. But when you do, you better use our promo code, Loudcast. So how does it work, Tom?
So you go to adameve.com, you find whatever you want, you know, whether it's a friggin' strap-on or a fucking fucking the Rachel Gordon special friggin' butt plug, whatever you want. Add it into your shopping cart, whatever it is, and then there's going to be a section for coupon code. You enter in Loudcast, and then all of a sudden it's going to trigger this bonus where you get a bunch of free gifts, free shipping, some free movies. It's unbelievable. It's a great deal. And, you know, we make jokes, we goof because Adam and Eve, you know, because we're immature. But if you are into that stuff, you're not going to find a better place to take care of your needs than adamandeve.com. So we urge you guys to check it out. We laugh about it, but if that's what you're into, you're not going to find a better place to go than them.
Yeah. And don't forget those 6 what?
Spicy movies
that you can get. The gift for him, the gift for her.
Yep. Free shipping and all that good stuff. So check it out.
Just got to make sure you put in Loudcast as the coupon or the code, and you'll get a bunch of good stuff. So enjoy that. And those, after this election is done and all the commercials off, everyone can get back to normal.
Exactly.
So, Tom, we're on to the episode topic. And this week we decided to do a DVD review of
You wanted the best. You got the best. An all-new Scooby-Doo original movie. The legendary rock and roll band Kiss. The Starchild. The Demon. The Catman. The Spaceman meets the legendary dog.
I'm here for the funnel cake.
Witch! Get me the hottest mystery solvers in the world.
Why, that was well done. Yeah, and so are we.
I think we're going to need these kids to catch that witch.
You'll never stop me.
Kiss needs our help.
Like, I'm no guitarist, but I can play a mean armpit.
When the Earth is threatened, this gang will have to rock your world.
We'll have this case licked in no time.
What's this Scooby-Doo?
Now it's just a matter of setting a trap.
Who's gonna be the bait?
You are.
How is it that you and I have to do the hard part?
Just lucky, I guess.
Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery.
Come on, guys. These special effects cost money.
Look for it on DVD and digital HD.
Scooby-Doo and Kiss and Rock and Roll Mystery. This is something that I will be honest with you, has no sentimental feeling for me. I got into this. I knew when it came out, and I knew it was out there. I've seen clips of it, but I only saw it recently. So this is kind of new for me. So I reviewed this mostly this week and saw it really full for the first time. So, you know, we usually talk about an album. This time it's a movie. Where did we see it? How did we get into it? I have no sentimental feelings for this at all. I saw it for the first time, and I review it as kind of like a Kiss thing, but also as a Scooby thing. I grew up on Scooby-Doo. Every kid our age did. And so, you know, in the end, we'll talk about how I rate this or what I think about this. But, you know, coming into this, I again, it just seemed like a new project that they did, and I picked up on it and went with it after I saw it. So we'll see.
Yeah, so the movie came out in 2015, and of course, I bought it like right when it came out on DVD. I got it at Target because lifelong Kiss fan, and Scooby-Doo has always been huge to me since I was a kid. My wife's always been into Scooby. My son, when he was younger, was into all the different incarnations of Scooby, how it evolved over the years. So it was, you know, we had a good time with it. My son was about 10, almost 11 when I got the DVD. So we watched it as a family. We got a kick out of it. We'll talk about, you know, we'll kind of go over it, the plot, you know, some of the Easter eggs and some of the fun Kiss references and what we think of it and whether or not we recommend it and, you know, what we think of it. I mean, you know what you're getting. It's Kiss in Scooby-Doo. You know it. There's going to be no surprises here.
It harkens back to the old 70s Scooby-Doo where Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters. Remember those?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, you know, would meet the people from Bewitch or would meet other like characters from 70s shows and stuff.
Yep.
The 60s or whatever that was back then. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of what ends up happening. So this was a direct-to-DVD and animated comedy movie released digitally July 10th, 2015, and was released on DVD and Blu-ray July 21st, 2015. It says here that the design of the film is inspired by Jack Kirby's comics. Now, that doesn't mean shit to me. I'm not into comic books and never have been. Is that something that's familiar to you, Tom?
Yeah, Jack Kirby. If you're a comic book guy, he got hooked up with Stan Lee. You know, he started doing some stuff with DC, but in the 60s he started working with Stan Lee, and he co-created a lot of the famous Marvel characters. You know, the X-Men, okay. Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and they became known as the Stan Lee Jack Kirby like character. So everybody thinks of Stan Lee when you think of Marvel. Jack Kirby is like that kind of guy who like did a lot of the animation. So that's okay. that if you're into comic books, you know who Jack Kirby is. So yeah.
All right. It runs the movie runs for about 79 minutes. I actually thought it was pretty long for a Scooby movie.
I did too.
Let's go through the voice actors, Tom.
Well, I think the big news here is this is the last Scooby-Doo production featuring Mindy Cohn as Velma of The Facts of Life.
That's the fat chick on Facts of Life.
Why do you have to make fun of her weight? But you're right, she's the fat chick.
But that's what we used to say when we were little. Spoiler alert, when we were going to name my daughter, and we were like, okay, Natalia or Natalie. I'm like, we're not naming her Natalie. When I think of Natalie, I think of the fat chick from Facts of Life. I think of the line from The Breakfast Club. It's a family name. No, it's a fat.
It's a fat girl's name.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then what was your excuse for not naming your daughter Tootie?
Someone dropped the Tootie because there's already a lady on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram that likes to take photos of herself with rock albums and then pose with a slight slant and like an irk of her face. Like she's dropping hot ass. Like the silent but deadly ones, the ones that go.
Another thing we've ruined for Kiss fans. Another social media thing we have ruined for people.
The text group, the fucking degenerates in our text group were going nuts today about like different poses. They found a couple good ones. We had somebody share a picture on our Shout It Out Loudcasters Facebook group, and I'm looking at the comments, and everybody is like just doing like the laughing response. I'm like, oh Jesus, we're gonna get pinched for this, but that's okay. There is some group of American men that think I fart all the time.
They're mocking me for holding rock records and tooting in photos.
Tooting. But she's not known as the Tooter. She's known as the Ripper. Anyways. So let's get rid of the fat chick from Facts of Life.
Okay.
Because we're so handsome and thin.
True.
And there's Matthew Lillard, better known for me as in the Scream movie.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
I also remember him in a real creepy Law and Order SVU where he's like hooking up with his aunt Carol Burnett in an episode. Whoa.
He also played Shaggy in the live action Scooby-Doo movies that came out too. So
that's a good voice. He does pretty well.
Yep.
In addition, Gary Marshall, the famous director, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, all those Pretty Woman, all those other stuff, plays the character Manny Goldman and his sister Laverne and Shirley's Penny Marshall, the actress and director. She plays the elder.
Yep.
That was great.
Yep.
In addition, as the movie starts, I knew and recognized Kevin Smith's voice right off the bat.
Yep.
As one of the workers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is his Jason Mewes as the other worker, but I couldn't pick up that he wasn't doing the Jay and Silent Bob voice.
Yeah.
So I didn't really pick up that it was him, but obviously I could tell that it was Kevin Smith in the beginning.
Yep.
Another famous voice on here, Darius Rucker plays the Destroyer.
Yep. So that is so random.
Yep.
And then one of my favorite characters, Chip Magoo, the manager, is voiced by Doc McGee, the real Kiss manager, and I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Chip Magoo.
We'll get into that character and a couple things about that.
Yep,
because it was quite funny.
Absolutely. Yep.
And is there anybody else that caught your attention, Tom, at all?
No, I think those are Darius Rucker as the Destroyer. That was crazy. That was pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously the four members of Kiss, Fake Fraley and Cheater Chris, they play respectively the Catman and Spaceman, and then Paul and Gene. I will say half the time in the episode, I'm like, is that really Gene's voice? Didn't sound like him.
No, he well, that's the thing. They went by they never went by their Paul and Gene. Everybody was Demon, Starchild, Spaceman, Catman, and Gene's voice really played up the demon. Paul sounded a little interesting in this movie with his Starchild voice.
Yeah, we'll get into him.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, so that's the background of the movie.
Okay, so before we get into the plot, just a couple comments and read here from an interview that Paul and Gene had done when the movie was being released. Gene said, this is the most expensive Scooby movie of them all, but it really could be a Kiss movie with Scooby as the guest star. There really is shared space. Paul then says, the great thing about doing Kiss meets Scooby-Doo is because of the length of it. This is interesting. He says, as opposed to just a short animated piece, we really got a chance to flesh it out. We had people working who wanted a cohesive script. Whereas I have to say, with Kiss Meets the Phantom to this day, I'm not sure what that's about. But this holds together really well, and it is very true to Scooby-Doo and very true to us. So, yeah, just a couple comments there, and then Paul and Gene kind of give their...
That's an interesting thought, though, Tom. Do you think the Kiss Army would have been better served if this came out rather than Kiss Meets the Phantom in 1978?
Nope. No, not at all.
I think it would have better suited them rather than that ridiculousness of Kiss Meets the Phantom.
I think Kiss Meets the Phantom, when it came out, hindsight's 2020, and we'll get into that when we do the Phantom review. I just think at the time it came out, the mid to late 70s was so cheesy and so campy that, it probably was a stumble for them, but I don't think this would have helped them at all. I think this came out at a good time when Kiss was trying to, 2015, maintaining some relevance, bringing that attract that younger audience, that kid audience. And we'll talk
Kiss
about
is cooler. This Kiss has superpowers in the graphics, they work better than Starchild.
You're looking for someone, but it's not Kiss.
Oh, agree. The way that they are in this movie is the way that they should have been in Phantom of the Park.
Yeah.
True superheroes. Yeah.
Gene's brother is an only child.
Insufficient data. Oh, I can't wait to do that movie. Oh my God.
So why don't you tell us how the movie starts and get the plot going?
Okay. So the movie starts off, we enter Kiss World, the theme park. Yeah, the theme park, which kind of harkens back to a failed thing that the band actually tried to do in the late 70s. They were going to have the traveling amusement park Kiss World. So this is their version of it. And it starts off with a couple of workers looking at the roller coaster. There's been some issues. And then all of a sudden, like if you've ever been to an amusement park and, sometimes they take your picture as a souvenir, they take a picture of you screaming, whatever. These pictures are being taken and there's a ghost in them. And then one of the guys gets on the roller coaster. One of the workers testing the thing out. The thing starts going crazy. And then we learn that the ghost is the Crimson Witch, which I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of Kiss references in this. They couldn't have come up with something better than the Crimson Witch. They couldn't have come up with a Kiss related thing.
Yeah.
Great
point. But the other part to this beginning thing is right off the top, I recognized Kevin Smith's voice. Oh yeah. Yeah. But they should have named the witch Torpedo Girl. Oh. So and then we kind of zoom over to the mystery machine with the gang. Everybody is dressed as Kiss with all the makeup on. Everybody's excited because they're going to go to Kiss World. They're going to see the band, except for Fred. And Fred plays kind of like the stuffed shirt in this movie. He doesn't have any Kiss makeup on. He doesn't like Kiss. His favorite band is the Ascot 5.
Now it looks like a shooting star. Make a wish, Scoob.
I wish I was eating a Scooby Snack.
Good one, dude. I wish I could breathe fire like the demon.
I wish you'd all come to your senses. You don't see me acting ridiculous over my favorite group, the Ascot 5, do you?
Oh no, don't tug my ascot, don't pull my ascot. It's not a Scot. No, baby, you can't have my ascot, cause girl, it's mine.
Fred, please.
I'm just saying, I think they're twice the band Kiss is.
who then go sing their hit song.
Oh no, don't tug my ascot, don't pull my ascot. It's not a Scott. No, baby, you can't have my ascot, cause girl, it's mine. Hands off my cravat, no, I don't like that. Cravats up for Hellcats and this kind is feeling fine. We'll go out to a bistro and chat over creme brulee. Careful with that spoon, though. A drip could ruin my whole day. And my ascot, silk patterned ascot. Ascot for Hellcats, and this one is just divine. Don't tug my ascot, don't pull my ascot. It's not a Scott. No, you can't have my ascot, cause girl, that's mine. It's so divine. No, you can't have my ascot, cause girl, that's mine, mine, mine.
And what is that called?
Don't touch my ascot. So that's kind of the running joke that his favorite band is the Ascot 5. He doesn't really get a kick out of Kiss.
What do you think of the song?
Well, you could tell it's Paul singing. So
Paul, and then the rest of them, you can pick up the voices. I thought Eric's actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I thought
he comes in.
Yeah, and this kicks off something that I did enjoy about the movie is that Kiss don't take themselves too seriously. You could tell they're having fun with this. You know,
yes,
which is interesting because it's only 5 years old, so. That I appreciated that at this point in their career, they kind of let themselves hang a little bit. Was like, you know what, let's have some fun. And they did. I think that was kind of cool. That.
Yes. And I actually thought them doing like a Barbara quartet kind of thing about this song. I thought that was excellent. I thought they did a pretty good version of it. And you're right. They were in on the joke.
Exactly.
But one of the things I want to also jump on.
Oh yeah, keep going.
Is there's no way anything can be done of Kiss without Paul making sure that he has creative control over character. So the Starchild is so dreamy.
Oh, and that
Daphne.
And that's a running theme.
The Starchild is close to 70 years old, and you're a teenager.
Pretty much. Exactly. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The entire movie, Daphne and Paul are just kind of going after each other. Yeah. So after we see everybody in the van, they arrive at Kiss World, and the security chief and former government defense employee named Delilah Domino.
They call her Domino.
Yes, which I thought, I mean, if you're a Kiss fan, you got to love these references. It's just so great. So Delilah Domino refuses to let them in because the park is closed down because they're trying to figure out what's going on with this witch situation. So they sneak into the park and they get caught. And that's when Kiss shows up, and Kiss shows up like very dramatic, and Gene kind of sneaks up on Shaggy and Scooby. They're doing one of those water gun games, one of those carnival things, and the demon pulls up right next to him, and then you meet the whole band.
Looks like Spaceman is spaced out on the Starchild.
One Catman down and one thing with the go.
And it's kind of exactly. It's kind of a cool introduction to the band. But let me back up a little bit because oh Jesus, here we go. We got the sound effects.
I'm sorry, I can do them all day.
Here we go.
Oh no.
So then we kind of go over to where the workers were. They run into the guy that kind of runs the park, and they're like, we can't do this. And then Chip Magoo, Doc McGee, he's freaking out because without Kiss doing, without the park being open, they're going to lose money and the concert and all this stuff. And then we get the first of many merchandise gags.
Yep.
Where he says, oh, it's going to be down the toilet. like this Kiss toilet right here. Yeah. And then he flushes it and it makes like a demon sound. That's like the first exposure you get to, again, having some fun, not taking themselves too seriously, making light of how Kiss merchandises everything.
Yes, and there's always like the running gag is like $59.99 crossed out $49.99.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Scooby and Shaggy. They're still out.
Pardon me, Chip Magoo, Kiss Road Manager, Executive Officer of Merchandise. These Kiss smelling salts work twice as fast, and they're only $15.95.
They're still not coming around.
Sorry, no refunds.
So then we get into, okay, and forgive me if we're kind of, mixing up some of the actual timeline here, but I want to talk about the credits, okay? Because the credits are really interesting if you're a Kiss fan. The credits make references to the cover of Creatures of the Night, the cover of Destroyer, the cover of Alive, the cover of Rock and Roll Over, the cover of Dynasty, and that's when you're introduced to, the colors of the solo albums that all the bands have. And they're playing the first of many re-recorded songs for this album. The opening credits are Rock and Roll Night, and it's an updated, re-recorded version for this movie.
So I like the versions in this movie. All the songs sound awesome. You can tell they're not the original things. The sound sounds crisp. I think they're fucking excellent.
Okay. I think they're a little weak, but that's okay.
No, I liked it. In addition, the opening credits, the graphics,
the artwork,
and all the stuff that was going on was awesome. I loved it. Yeah, I thought that was the best. Whoever drew all that stuff, the cartoon and stuff, and the artist, awesome job. Watch out for the credits in the opening and Rock and Roll Over playing in the beginning. And they're not doing a live version of Rock and Roll Over, obviously. Rock and Roll All Night, excuse me. So I thought that was awesome. I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree. The opening credits, the artwork, like Zeus said, the graphics, the artwork, really awesome. And the references to all those album covers, really, really cool. So then we come back from the credits, and then that's, we're introduced to they're in the park. We're introduced again to the Crimson Witch, which is screaming, "Give me rock," in like this like robotic animalistic kind of voice.
Said, "Give me cock."
Nope, that is the Tracy Lords movie that we watched at Stonehill.
I was drunk off of cock.
You might be able to find that movie at adamandeve.com. I don't know. Oh God.
Like 40 guys' dicks in her face. Oh my God. Oh. So all our listeners are like, wait, what porno was that?
Yeah, why these guys talk about Scooby-Doo and Kiss? Where's this cock movie?
I think wasn't that on the John Holmes one that I had? John Holmes' Greatest Hits? With the cover had his big schlong on the whole cover.
Was it John Holmes Smashes, Thrashes, and Dicks?
It was drunk off of cock.
What the fuck is wrong with us? All right. So then I'm trying to get through this fucking movie, and we're talking about fucking. Oh my God. Okay. So then we're introduced to our first kind of red herring. If you've watched Scooby and Mysteries and stuff, you're introduced to this mysterious woman that appears. We don't know her name yet, but then we're like, "Ooh, who's that? That must be who the witch is." And then then the members go around. They introduce. They all have rides named after themselves, and of course, everything with the Catman is cat related. Everything with Spaceman is electricity and lightning. And Gene's ride is really interesting because it breathes fire. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because it made me think of how we always make the Gene hot ass jokes. Because the ride, you go into his mouth and then you come out his ass. Like,
yeah. Get the firehouse. Get Gene's ass. Let the house on fire.
Right.
I have to say, this is some amusement park.
Thanks. We each took a section and designed it ourselves.
There's my Brimstone Barbecue, the hottest ride in the park.
that was well done.
And so are we.
And then Paul's got like the dynasty wheel thing. Again, the plot line is it's creative and it's very Kiss centric. And if you're a Kiss fan, it connects to them very well.
I think around that time too, they did that whole Japanese thing, which I never understood.
Kiss costume change, activate!
Oh, come on.
Relax.
Yes. Yep. I was gonna mention
like old clip and there's like wah, 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 and there's like a Japanese, almost look like fucking Tekken.
Yep.
All those Japanese words underneath each character.
That's when they were jumping around. They said they were going to do a wardrobe change. And as they did the wardrobe, when they did the wardrobe, it had the Japanese letters. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell does this happen? What does this have anything to do with? Like, that was just,
it threw me off.
Yeah, it was very weird. And then after that, Kiss's band tech appears and introduces herself to the gang. And what's her name? Shandy Strutter.
Ooh.
Yeah, Shandy. She's hot.
Shandy, bring that fat ass over here.
Ooh, yeah. So another red herring, you get this mysterious woman, then you get Shandy Strutter. Again, another great connection to the band. Then Shaggy and Scooby go into the flume ride. They see the witch. They're playing Shout It Out Loud. Then Kiss starts fighting. It's all this chaos. No, go ahead. Jump in. Yeah, jump in.
There's a part where they're fucking the witch. The mist stinks.
Yes, I forgot.
And then and one of them goes, "What?"
Go ahead, because I know what you're going to say.
Died in here.
There's another part we'll get to, but I want to bring it up now when we say it, where Shaggy and Scooby are watching and they're walking, and Shaggy goes, "Scooby, you eating like beef jerky again or something?" So apparently the witch stinks. So apparently what happened at our concert was that I Want You episode. It must have been the Crimson Witch.
Did you eat that? It's like reminds me of the Kramer and Beefaroni.
Oh, yes.
Rusty. Who do you feed that horse?
Oh, okay. So then the mysterious woman appears again, and she introduces her name as Kara. Another great Kiss reference there. And
Yep.
Chikara is the fortune teller on the grounds of the amusement park.
Right.
Then we go to another little thing where Fred, Daphne, and Starchild, they're kind of on their own doing their thing. Starchild and Daphne are trying to, they're all flirty and Fred's pissed off. And then of course,
can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, I want you to. Please jump in.
And then, of course, Paul's personal hobby of painting is portrayed in the thing.
Yep, I was just going to get into that too.
Well, I like to have my character show that he can paint like I can paint. Maybe people will go to my art gallery. And what I don't like at this point, and I noticed, is when did Fred not just be the straight man in all of these Scooby things? Fred he was never the foil of a joke or had personality of jealousy and things like that. All of a sudden now, Fred's jealous or he gets upset or I think that's the joke. I think that's the joke is that he's never like that and he is here because of Kiss.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
My point is like, that's not the Fred I remember. Right. But anyway, go ahead.
No. And then Paul has a good line where he looks at Daphne, he goes, "I put the X in X-ray." Ooh, you wanted to say put the X in sex, but you can't because it's a Scooby movie. Because he talks about how the eye never lies. He talks about his Starchild eye.
The eye.
Yeah. And then they realize that they go into the catacombs underneath the park. And then we shift over to Velma is with the Spaceman, and they go visit Chikara. And this is where you kind of get the one of the most convoluted fucking stories in the history of stories.
Yeah.
But this is when you get some really cool Easter eggs. So you learn about they go to her little fortune teller studio, and you learn about the story that there's an alternate universe called Kisteria, and that they want to use the Black Diamond to summon a monster called the Destroyer to conquer the Earth. So that's kind of what's going on here. So the Crimson Witch is trying to get her hands on the Black Diamond because that's going to unleash the Destroyer. So that's kind of the story that we're at, okay? That's kind of the gist of the main story. But what's really, really cool about this is, nothing I love more than Easter eggs in a movie, is that during the scene with Chikara, the fortune teller, she is talking to Spaceman and Velma, and she's talking about all the people, many protectors over the years of this Black Diamond. And if you look closely, and we can share this picture on our social media, she turns to a page in her book, and it's really cool.
Yep.
There's a picture of the planets, and it says Jendel, referring to Ace. There's a picture of the two cats from the Alive 2 drum riser representing Peter. There's a picture of the Ankh representing Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
There's a picture of the fox representing Eric. Then there's a couple of banners and tapestries. One of them says MSJ, representing Mark St. John. And there's another one that says BK, representing Bruce Kulick. But then there was another one that I thought was unbelievably interesting, and I give credit to IMDb for figuring this one out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little drawing of a sliced fig, which is representing Anton Fig's contributions to the band. I thought that was so cool and so awesome. And I really want to know what Kiss's input was in that, to acknowledge every person that has ever contributed to Kiss. I thought that was really cool. And the way that they were referenced in this was Chikara refers to them as the many protectors over the ages. And then she turns to that page, and I thought that was really neat.
Cool.
Yep. I thought that was really cool. So you get to the story here, and it's like there are magic crystals. There's warriors that are fighting against the Destroyer. And now the band has it, and they protect it. So this is when you get in. This is the plot of what's going on, and it's very sci-fi. It's very like, friggin' like Star Wars, Star Trek kind of shit. So then you see that they go into the effects lab with Shandy Strutter to kind of show you what what the band does on stage, and we're introduced to her assistants called Beth and Christine. More Kiss references. Ooh, Beth and Christine. Ooh, when I saw you coming out.
Fucking threesome with those two hotties.
Ooh, when I saw you coming out of that lab that day. Ooh.
Ooh, get that underage intern in my lair. The other thing that I wanted to go over was a part where I think the Spaceman said that love gun would go gold. It went platinum.
That was a great reference, yeah.
Okay. Why is fucking Tommy talking about love gun?
Oh, don't get all fake Ace on me now.
He had nothing to do with it. They should have had a different character say that line in the movie.
I know what you're saying.
That's all. You just,
I gotcha. So then the Crimson Witch reappears, and then there's these Kiss monsters that are underneath that they use on the stage show. Those get brought to life. The band then gets together. They pull out the rock. They open it up, and then then Shaggy and Scooby use the rock as a trap to try to get the witch to kind of show up. And that's when Shaggy goes, "Ooh, Scooby. You eating beef jerky again? Rusty." So then the witch shows up, and then the band fights. Everybody's fighting. The band's fighting with the witch. They're using all their superpowers. Obviously Gene breathes fire, and then everybody has their typical powers. And then this is when the movie really goes friggin' bonkers, because then the witch cuts a hole like in the universe and goes into like this other different realm. And then they stop playing this pretty cool re-recorded version of I Was Made for Loving You.
Jeepers!
What just happened? The Crimson Witch ripped a hole in the universe.
Activate the Dynasty Star Portal!
You mean the Ferris wheel?
It's actually a portal to the cosmic realm of Kisteria.
Of course it is.
Does she have to come?
Does your eye see the future?
Then let's rip this open!
kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, they had to really rock hard to open it up to get into the other realm.
Yep.
And they decided to play "I Was Made for Loving You,"
which was interesting.
All their songs.
Yeah. And they use that dynasty wheel thing to kind of enter it. And the ship that they're using is like this huge, like rocket ship guitar. Kind of cool.
Right.
But then they get into that other realm and they're looking for the Elder, which I was blown away that they made a reference to the Elder.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. And the Elder are all these warriors that appear in like Kiss-like makeup.
Yep.
But when they appear, and I know it's the voice of Penny Marshall, but when they appear, they're like, yeah, we're the Elder. What's going on? They sound like guys from like fucking New Jersey, or like they sound like a couple like Italian guys from like or from like downtown Boston. Yeah, we see that you're here right now.
No, the defense is wrong.
That's exactly what it sounded like. I'm like, everybody sounds so menacing and so scary. You couldn't have gotten somebody. Instead, you get Penny Marshall. So I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, that's the Elder. And then Fred gets teased because Fred tries to paint his face to be part of the gang. He paints like a moon on his eye, and everybody's like, "Oh, nice shiner." He's like, "It's not a shiner, it's makeup." So again,
okay, Frank.
Yeah, again, Fred being bludgeoned by everybody and embarrassed.
Yeah, because they keep calling him Frank.
Yeah,
Paul does.
Yep. So then there's a little conversation between Gene and Shaggy and Scooby, and they're like, "Mr. Demon, how do you breathe fire?" And then Gene explains, "You have to swallow your fears and breathe them out." So there's your little tip on how to breathe fire.
I thought it was swallow that bucket of ass juice.
Oh, God. And the tomb of the Destroyer opens up. And then the black with the black diamond rock, then these winged creatures come out, and then it turns into just a free-for-all. Paul starts fighting the witch. The witch places the black diamond into a hole. The Destroyer opens and erupts. Witch disappears into a different realm. The band and the Scooby Gang separate. The band reappears. They come back. They land back into the regular part of the Kiss world. There's a huge concert going on. The Destroyer looks like a combination of Voltron and Galactus, if you're a Marvel superhero guy. It's the most random thing. The band starts playing Detroit Rock City, another remake of that. The gang is battling. They're on a ship called the Kiss Craft. Then everybody returns back to Kiss World. Okay, so this is when the plot kind of really takes a turn for me. So they all wake up and they're in kind of like a hospital room. And they realize that everything that they just experienced was a hallucination. Because what the Crimson Witch has the reason it smells is because it's a chemical that is like some mind-altering thing that creates hallucinations. So everything that they thought they experienced was completely made up. So ultimately, what we're learning here is that the Crimson Witch pretty much roofied everybody from the friggin' Mystery Machine and drugged them all up to try to get what she wants. So the witch then returns, and like all Scooby movies, the band discovers all the tricks. She has like a jetpack that helps her fly. She has the gas that makes her do this. Come to find out, spoiler alert, the Crimson Witch is Delilah Domino.
They call her Domino.
Exactly. She was trying to steal the rock and bring it back to, try to sell it to another defense contractor. Some big fucking convoluted weird story. So yeah, and then the band, everybody kind of, like if you've ever seen a Scooby movie, everybody's all happy. But then the gang is saying goodbye to the band. You see Daphne, Fred, and Velma walking ahead. And you got Shaggy and Scooby saying goodbye to the band. And the band all kind of unite with their powers and they take off. So maybe there is some kind of other alternate universe that exists, but only Scooby and Shaggy saw it. And they said, "Oh, should we tell them?" And they're like, no. So it's kind of like a secret that only Shaggy.
Why rock the world?
Exactly. Well done. Exactly. And then we go to roll credits, and they roll credits with modern day Delilah. Yeah. Which I thought was an interesting thing.
This movie came out when?
2015.
Monster was out. They skipped Monster and went to Delilah, modern day Delilah.
Yep. Exactly.
Interesting. A couple things I want to point out throughout this stuff, Easter eggs, and little small things. Absolutely. I haven't worked this hard in forever, was one line that I picked up on.
Yep, good one.
Kiss is not going to get paid. They're going to perform for free. Okay, stop right now. We know it's not real. Kiss is not performing for free. Again, I already mentioned that they played I Was Made for Loving You to rip open the portal. Are they worthy? Here's the thing that annoyed me. Paul, of course, is the leader. I'll go after the witch.
Absolutely.
And he gets his ass kicked. I like that. And he loses. Like, why is Paul going by himself? And when did he have, that annoyed the shit out of me. And Paul's powers kind of suck.
Yeah, his powers are like weird. He does like this little ballet dance with his little purple ribbon thing. And he's kind of
like the fucking Wonder Twin shit.
Yeah.
Shape of an icicle.
Yeah, it was weird, but you're right. But you're right. He was like the leader. Shit. He was like the leader who gets his ass kicked and has to be saved by Gene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Space Ace has the fucking, electrocute stuff. The other guy, the Catman has the claws. He can fight, and he's like a cat, like a tiger or whatever. Ooh, I'm a tiger. And and Gene at the fire. Paul's got a fucking the Starchild eye, whatever. Somebody got called Buckethead. I think they called the Destroyer Buckethead.
Buckethead. Okay.
Yeah, with a KFC bucket on his head. Fred knows how to drive a spaceship, apparently, out of nowhere, right? He learned how to drive a spaceship.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Detroit Rock City's played at a concert for a movie for about kids, and they're talking about, I think I'm gonna die. Why? Now, there's a nice, good kids topic.
First I drink, then I smoke.
Yeah. And then at the end, at one point, Paul makes out with Daphne. The 70-year-old man just grabs the fucking teenage girl and sexually assaults her in front of their friends. Yeah, that part.
Yeah, it was a little questionable. It was questionable. And you're right. Why? Okay, we get it. Your Kiss, we get it. Your Starchild. But it's Scooby. This is a kid's, people don't make out in Scooby movies ever. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And he's the only one that's dreamy, and he's got the most powers, and he's the leader.
Yep.
They couldn't have her have a crush on Tommy's character or the Catman. No, Starchild.
Yep, it's got to be him.
He's so dreamy.
No, I know.
Anyway, overall, what did you think?
I thought I watched this twice leading up to this episode. Okay. I really enjoyed. I'll tell you the things I liked. First of all, I love the animation. I thought the movie, I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah.
I liked how they were portrayed as superheroes with powers, and I like that. I thought the plot was fucking just bonkers, and I'm a huge Scooby fan, so I've seen all different Scooby movies and in the regular original cartoon episodes. I thought the plot was just insane. You're using chemicals to drug these kids to get what you want. It's just what do you do? I don't understand that. I mean, I get how they wanted to turn it into sci-fi and have the Elder and the Destroyer. So I'll give them credit that they tried to tie in all aspects of Kiss World with lyrics and song titles and characters. I liked all that. Probably could have cut out about 15 minutes of it. I don't think it needed to be this long. But I liked it. If you're a Kiss fan, you got to give it a shot.
Okay. This wasn't Detroit Rock City, the movie, for me. This was better.
Yeah.
What I will tell you is I like the cartoon aspect of it. The graphics were great.
Yep.
I like that Kiss was in on the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that this wasn't done by somebody that wasn't a Kiss fan. Whoever did this knew about Kiss stuff. Yep. Threw in Easter eggs all over the place.
Yep.
I really like that. I like that there were some cameo voices. I thought that for the most part, Peter and Peter. Yeah. Tommy and Eric had a part in the movie. I thought they'd be minimal. They weren't. They actually had lines. They were given more of a role than I expected them to have in this.
Yep.
I thought the plot was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't even get it. I don't even get they didn't need to do Kisteria World and the Elder World. They could have made those as attractions to put those references in on the, oh no, he's going into the Kisteria area. Oh no, that's the Elder ride or something like that. You know what I mean? They didn't have to come up with this whole like, if you really think about it, I don't even understand what is going on. They didn't build it up, the whole plot or anything. It is a kid's movie, but usually when you watch a Scooby movie, somebody's trying to scare people away from the park because they want to inherit stuff, or people are getting close to the gold and they, something like that. Not like this. I still know. I have to think about it. Wait a minute. What happened? And the whole part of whether it's real or it's not real. Well, they made it seem like, well, it is all real at the end. Well, why all this world? Right? So if that is real, then that was kind of stupid.
You hit the nail on the head. I've seen this movie 3 times. I saw it when I bought the DVD, and I've seen it twice in the past few weeks.
Yep.
We're grown adults who I would like to think, regardless of what some people out there think, we're relatively smart guys that understand stuff. Ooh. This is the most convoluted plot. It's a Scooby movie at a fucking amusement park. Simplify it. It's for kids. When I watched this with my son, he liked the entertainment aspect of it, the graphics, the cartoons. But I'm like, okay, so the Rock, they need to protect the Rock because if they put the Rock here, it opens up the Destroyer, and then the Elder need to protect. Like, what the fuck are you? Just make it so like fucking old man Willard is trying to fucking steal the park or something.
Okay, so then what? Let's say the whole aspect of the other world was not real,
right?
What did she do? Like, the lady closed down the park for what?
Right.
Like, Delilah Domino, like, was doing what? Like, what was her whole point? Like, she wanted to close it to take the fucking Rock to sell it, just to steal it.
Right, because she knew that this is right. She knew that Kiss was coming to the park. Well, it's their park, so she wanted to shut the park down, so the only people in it would be her and Kiss, so that she could get to the Rock to take it and steal it.
So wouldn't it be better if it was open? There'd be fucking people everywhere, like going crazy and doing shit. She could, head of security, go in and take it. Like it's too convoluted. I don't understand it.
It's
I don't
too
understand
convoluted.
Whether it was real or if it wasn't real, the plot, like it just,
Correct.
Because, and I'm not trying to make this into a big deal. Like, oh, you're a very hard critic on these movies, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen Scooby movies. They're pretty simple. At the end, it was the guy because he wanted to, like I said, keep people away because people were getting close to the gold, or he was going to inherit something, and now those people were going to get it, so he had to prevent that from happening. This is like, oh yeah, she wanted to steal the Rock to sell it and make money. What?
I'm looking at it from a kid's perspective. Like, she wanted to steal the Rock so she could sell it to a defense contractor. What little kid understands that concept of a defense contractor? Like, did you know what I mean? Like, just the movie looked good. It sounded good. It had great Kiss references.
Oh, I loved it. I thought the music was great. I thought the soundtrack was very good.
The plot was just too. The plot was just too much.
How about the other plot? So let's say the whole Kiss world was real.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Delilah used all those fake things to make her witch real.
Right.
So if this was real and she really, then how could she be doing that stuff to make that fake world happen? Like, that wasn't real.
Well, the fake world was for us to see because they were in a hallucination. But here's my thing.
No. But if they were in a hallucination, which was real at the end, apparently.
Right.
Okay. Well, the witch came out to be fake. So she wasn't stealing it to create a fake destroyer. Or if she was, then she is real, and they wouldn't have unmasked her and showed all the stupid gadgets. So which one is it?
Well, and also, if they were under a hallucination, where were they during the hallucination?
They were in each other's pants, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I know people are going to be People are going to be like, dude, it's a Scooby movie. Settle down. We can't settle down. This is what we do. We go through things. But
we overanalyze everything. That's why we have a Kiss podcast.
Of course. But that being said, generally speaking, I liked it. It's fun. I would recommend it if you're a Kiss fan, if you're a Scooby fan. You're going to get a kick out of it. But just be prepared for just a silly plot.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it as well. Would I see it again? Probably, because in the end, there was good fun. Kiss was in on it. I thought the Kiss aspect of it was well written. Just the plot was stupid. They could have tidied that up a lot better than what they did. And, the whole Doc McGee fucking hawking shit. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. So in the end, I would say, I would give it a demon salute, whatever the fuck we would call this. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. I like I said, I would give it a recommend. I mean, you kind of have to have it here. So,
yeah.
God.
Anyway.
So that's Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery. It's available on DVD and Blu-ray, and you can find it streaming. If you don't have it in your collection for the price, you gotta get it. It's worth having. It's fun.
Yeah. Tom, next we usually go over into questions.
Yeah.
What do we got this week?
So this question comes from an email. So I'm going to read the email, and it has a question in it, and we'll answer it. And this comes from Keith Wetzel. Okay. He says, "Hi guys. First off, I'm a huge fan of your podcast. You guys do a great job with weekly topics and keeping things lighthearted, unlike a lot of the other podcasts. Ooh. I have a question I'd like to hear you guys discuss on the podcast, and you go through your emails, which is what we're doing now. As sensitive as Pandemic Paul is about his voice and all the criticism he takes,
right?
Do you think there's any chance that, with all this time off from performing, he seeks to have a procedure done to repair it? I know there was a rumor going around a long time ago about a procedure he had done, which arguably has caused the issues he's currently experiencing. Hope to hear you guys discuss your thoughts. Take care, Keith from Cleveland. P.S. I emailed once before with a possible topic that I would, as a fan, love to hear. That is ranking Paul's stage raps. Oh God,
we get that a lot.
But anyways, back to your question. Do I think Paul will have anything done to repair this? No. Period. I don't think he cares enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much he can do at this point.
No. And the procedure that you're referring to, Keith, I don't think that was a rumor. I think that was real. And I don't know if that was done to fix his problems or if that was done and it caused problems. I'm not an expert on that, but I know that he did have something done. So
yeah, and
maybe somebody out there could contribute to that.
And that's kind of what led to the downfall. I also think at his age, he doesn't want to take the risk that it could make it even worse.
Right. I agree. Yep. And I say this every episode. I still don't think they're going to go back and tour, but that's just me. I say it every week.
Nice positive message. Is that a positive thing, Tom?
Is that a positive thing there? Kissteria?
Yeah. So
settle down, Shandy Strutter.
Where can people find us?
So our email, we like to read them. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. And we're on all the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And we have a Facebook group, Shout It Out Loudcasters. We love interacting with you guys. We're most interactive on our Twitter, but we are also interactive on the Facebook and the Instagram as well. So reach out, comment on the episode, comment in general. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what you think of this movie. If you have it, if you don't have it, do you have kids? Do your kids like it? Let us know. And as I mentioned earlier, check out our buddy Ed over at Click T-Shop, Click with a K. He's the one that designed our awesome logo. And we can also get some Shout Out Loudcast gear as well as great Kiss-inspired gear, like I referenced earlier with the Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park stuff. Holidays are right around the corner. By the time you hear this, it's going to be the last day of October. So, or it might be November by the time if you get to listening. So check out Ed. He has some really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's excellent. And obviously I always promote our email, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Give us one of those 5-star child reviews. And, here's one that we actually did get recently, Tom. And I'll read it to you. Always Solid is the title. Hey, fellas, another solid episode. You guys are the one of the very, very few podcasts I listen to and appreciate that all you do. Week in, week out, I look forward to your episodes. And when you add on Sonny, it's truly the cherry on top. Much love. Take care. Danny Pooney, the sexy Pooney.
Nice. Danny, thanks, buddy. That's awesome. I don't know. I don't know if you're the sexy Pooney. We'll see.
And since your brother's on 2,000 podcasts and you still listen to us and very few others, we appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, we appreciate that, the comments, and we appreciate you taking some time to put together a review for us. Really, that's awesome. Thank you.
We are 1 year away from Kiss Cruise 10. It would have happened now. We would have been on it. And Danny is my cabin mate, Tom.
Wow.
So maybe a little bit of a biased point of view.
So you'll be able to find out if he really is the sexy Pooney.
Oh, I'm going to tie him up and take him down.
Take me down below, Danny.
Ready to get downtown and get the job done. What's that guy's name again?
Which guy? From what?
Remember he used to do the Celtics games? Jimmy Myers.
Oh, Jimmy Myers.
Yeah, it's time to go downtown and get the job done.
So far we've referenced Fred Cusick, Jimmy Myers, Ted Sarandis.
617-555-0850. Tom, you're next on the call.
Ted, I'm really glad that we're talking about this Kiss movie. You know, when I was a young kid, it brings back a lot of memories. Talking about Kiss, it really inspires some nostalgia and some emotion. So thank you for that.
Murph and Revere, thank you for waiting on the line. You're up next on Ted Nation.
I thought you were gonna throw me the minute of silence. Just 617-422.
Sometimes you have to dodge debris when the people throw on the fans throw things on. Jordan Caron. I'm sorry, indulging myself with stupid Boston sports references.
Let's get to this next topic. What are your thoughts on a retractable roof in Boston?
We got to thank. Well, who was that? Was it John that brought this up?
I think so.
He was entertaining us along with us. That he's one of the few Boston guys that get this. But anyways, that's for you, John. So
yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, you had something else, Tom, you wanted to go over, right?
So we just read our feedback, our 5 Starchild reviews, and we want to share this with you because we like to share all feedback, and we've been blessed that with an almost 2-year-old show, we've gotten very, very little negative feedback, and we would share it with you if we did. But we got some feedback here from somebody on one of the Australian Kiss Facebook groups, and this is just hilarious, and maybe it's not supposed to be, because I find it hilarious that someone would be this angry, this upset, and type something like this about a friggin' Kiss podcast.
About a Kiss Mark St. John episode.
That's the other thing, too. I mean, like, it's not like we had like some guest on and he was like bashing the guest or something. Like, I hope this isn't tongue in cheek. I hope he's serious because it'll make it that much more fun for me. But here we go. This is from Matthias Vandenberg. And he writes, "You guys talk too much shit about your stupid new desk. And whatever other crap I listened to for 5 to 10 minutes and still hadn't heard a word about Mark St. John. Some advice. Stick to the facts of the subject of the podcast and don't get lost in the crap of your own talentless lives."
We should have made him the go fuck yourself of the week.
Dude, that is hilarious. And I don't know. We don't know this person. I don't know if he's tongue in cheek or not. But the fact that you were that upset that you had to wait 10 minutes for us to get to Mark St. John's conversation. A, you have never listened to us before. And B, it doesn't sound like you've ever listened to a podcast before. But that being said, Matthias, thank you for listening to the show. And thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, Tom's the nicer of the group. Go fuck yourself, brother. talentless or not, it's a fucking podcast.
I think it's funny. I just think it's funny that somebody would take 3 minutes out of their lives to just open fire on a podcast.
No, but more importantly, this is not how it works. You listen or you don't listen.
Yep.
You choose. It's not like someone paid money to listen to our podcast and like, dude, when's the concert going to start? I've been watching you for 20 minutes. You haven't played a song yet. And I paid $50 to watch this live stream. Like,
yep.
This is a podcast. We talk about shit here. It's
and not to mention,
Mark St. John was born on this day, this that. Thank you. Good night.
All right, Love Gun.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. But anyways, it's funny. I mean, we don't get all butthurt about negative shit.
No.
But that doesn't mean I'd like to see more. So keep the positive 5-star child reviews coming to us. You can hit us up on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. I don't know. Every place. Podchaser.com is a great place to leave a review for us, but keep them coming. We've been getting a few other ones this week in the past couple of weeks, so we really appreciate them. So please keep them coming. They really help us out. So thank you for those.
Absolutely.
And Tom,
thank you.
Yeah. You got any famous last words?
Hands off my cravat. No, I don't like that. You'll get it dirty. Cravats are for hep cats. And this cat is feeling fine. Don't touch my ascot.
We'll go out to a bistro for caramel creme brulee. Yum, yum, yum. Careful with that spoon, though. A drip could ruin my whole day.
Ugh, that just sounds bad. A drip. Ugh, God.
Tom, thank you. Kiss Army, thank you. Scooby-Doo, thank you. And everyone else out there, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Hope you had fun with this one. Have a happy Halloween. Be safe and get out there and vote. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get too political here, but just get out and vote. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Have a happy Halloween. Watch some Kiss. Watch Phantom of the Park. Watch Scooby-Doo, whatever. But thank you guys so much. Zeus, thank you as always, my friend.
Peace out, Girl Scout.